got to look inside these now, okay? They're heavy. Man, what the hell is going on inside these? Dude, what? Why do they weigh a ton? Holy shit, dude. You've got to be kidding me. There's motors inside of these. I mean, holy crap, guys. There's motors in here. I'm surprised I did not look inside these big old boxes, but look at that. That's a big ass stator. And there's going to be 4 of them per box? Dude, that's nuts. Look at all that copper. Dude. That's why they're so heavy. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 crates like that in here. Yeah, that's insane, my friend. Well, we gotta pull these bastards up out of here and get this scrap, man. We gotta get the scrap. I don't know what these are. Chunk of steel. Yep. We want those stators. Yeah, it's all copper. Wow, these stators are huge too. They go all the way back. Ouch. I can't even flip it up, dude. I can't even flip it up. I just gotta slide them out one at a time and I got them. Yeah, like that. I'm gonna get it. Dude, are you kidding me? Right now? Wow. Are you shitting me? I'm not leaving without them. Look at how big that stair is. What? What are you kidding me? Is this some kind of a sick joke? Oh my god, dude, there's definitely 4 of these per box. Holy smokes. Are you shitting me? What? The what? What? Ugh. Dude, you gotta be kidding me. Look at all that copper. What? What? Dude, they're all full. So there's 4, 8, 16 of them. There's gonna be 16 of these motors. The motors. Oh no. Son of a biscuit. Wow. Wow, dude. Radical, man. Oh. Yeah. Comes the motors. Comes the motors. Gotta get them up out of here now, okay. This is ridiculous. These are gonna be so hard to get in and out. We gotta step them up or something and drop them right here so we can get them into the car. That'd be the easiest way, I think. Yeah, let's just throw out all this copper and steel. Why not? That worked perfectly. Oh, wow. We're getting them. Up over that lip. Don't fail me out. Anyway. Jeez. 80-90-pound motors. Get in there, buddy. Motors. Motors. Oh, God. Come on, car. Man, oh man. Not. It's a lot of weight. This is more than enough scrap for me. Holy jeez. Look at that. It's in the wheel well, the tire is. Uh-oh. We'll make it. We'll make it home. Maybe. Dude, look at that, guys. I'm gonna get this. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna roll around and hit me. I hope not. But these are motors, okay? Oh, fudge. All right, we gotta go. We gotta go. Worst case scenario, I blow a tire. Oh boy. The motors are shifting around. Yeah, I'm definitely low riding. That's for sure. Oh! Maxed out the car is she's squatting really hard right there. My exhaust is like an inch off the ground, but I ended up getting really lucky last night and I found a bunch of stator motors. We're gonna go grab the buggy. I got the buggy ready over here. Oh! Yeah, stators, see that? And there's a pile in the back and a pile in the front right here. So we're gonna unload those first, since they seem to be like the hardest and heaviest item. Get Mason's fish out of the way. gonna try to tip the buggy down a little bit. Maybe it'll be easier for me. It's not bad right there. These stators are absolutely monstrous, dude. You gotta get all this weight out of the car, man. I got a bunch of motors in the trunk too. It was the night of motors, okay. These are monsters, dude. Motors. It's a lot of weight. Yeah. Hopefully it'll let me tip the buggy back up with all that weight in there. It should. It should. Come on, stators. If I can get the big ones in there, I'll be able to tip the bucket back up and load those smaller ones that are about that size right there. Oh, yeah. One more. Another one. Motors. All right, let's see if we can tip that up. I hope the hydraulics are strong enough. Talking about some weight right there, man. I tell you, look at this beast right here. Whew. That's a beast. Got a coil. Got that box right there, and whatever's left here in the trunk. Tell me that was faster with the new blade. I think it was faster. I was cutting through those motors in like 15-20 seconds, it felt like. I actually am quite curious about the total weight of one of these motors, so we're gonna throw one on there now. One of the big ones. We only got 3 of the big ones left. I can't cut anymore because that blade is shot. 93.5 pounds. Yeah, I'd say it's heavy. 93 pounds on one of those guys there. And over 10 pounds of it is copper, so I don't know. Once I go and get a new blade, which would be freaking awesome to have anyways, because I still need, you know, like I cut a lot of stuff with it. I'll go get a new blade and we'll be cutting those super fast rounds off the motors. It's basically due to that there's no carbide left. It's basically steel blade on copper. We got a new one here, fresh carbide. Tell me that was faster with the new blade. I think it was faster. I was cutting through those motors in like 15-20 seconds, it felt like. Alrighty, we had just cut all these stators. We lined them up over here by the machine. Here's all the cores. There's another core on the other side of the yard over there, but yeah, we're gonna kind of dive right into pulling more copper. We need to get all this liberated before dark. I hope that we can. So yeah, I'm gonna throw a couple pair of gloves on here, throw some gloves on. Yeah, there's some sharp edges on this stuff. One thing that I want to say is that new blade cut this stuff like a champ. That it cut so good that I'm going to do a before and after, as the before being the dull blade and then the after being the new one that I just put on there. Big difference in the way it cuts. I'm glad I have a new saw blade on deck because I'm going to be using it quite a bit. I got some AC units and a lot of other motors to take care of. So with my goal is being that we need to get these big stators done, the whole group of these stators that I pulled from the last dive, I think it was last Friday. And we still got 3 bags and 2 ACs, or 1 A coil, 3 bags and 1 A coil from last dive as well. Now, after we finish up Friday's load, I'm hoping to do a scrap run tomorrow to get this stuff turned in. I got the car full again from last night, which was Wednesday. So in order to keep up with this charade, we're gonna have to make a scrap run tomorrow, and then on Friday we go right back out again, because you know, the next, I'd say 2-3 videos from now we're going to be doing that. And well, yeah, okay, we got to get going though. Let's get a stator up in here. This is how I've been doing it. I plop a stator into this old fuse box, level it out on this floor jack, or balance it on the floor jack, like I say. Get it kind of centered like that. Yep. Then we're just gonna kind of push and roll the whole thing right underneath the tire machine. Looks like we're riding on this little bit of bus bar that's right here. Shoot. We'll get it under there. There it goes. Okay, with a few pumps of the jack, yeah, we'll get that stator close up to where it needs to be. There, like right there. I've been having luck with just kind of getting it right up and tight and then lifting the tire and these bars straight up so it's just nice and solid to work with. These shutter slides are back all the way because these stators are huge. They're definitely bigger than what I should be pulling with this machine anyways. So the trick that I learned last night when I was processing these other 5 or 6 is that these windings are insane. They're insanely hard to pull out. I can't hook them all up at once and pull without endangering me and my equipment. So what I started doing with these is that the first 2 layers of windings I've been pushing down with the hatchet and bending it toward the inside, creating a tab. See, I can probably pull about that much right there with this, with the setup. So I'm going to do that all the way around. And it's basically creating a sizable amount that I can pull. This stuff is, these motors are the hardest motors I've ever dealt with to pull copper from. But splitting it up like this is making it possible. Okay. And I don't know what's going on with this bus bar stuff. We're gonna just try to rip that. We're gonna try to rip that clean and clear. Or even take a grinder and cut it off right here, because we want to get at the bottom portion of that coil. Yeah. Yeah. But I think maybe we can just pull it apart, possibly. That's what we're gonna try. So I've been kind of learning to do it, just do this part with one hand and then work the switch with the other. And just pull up. See that? Beautiful copper. We got to do that a bunch of times around the inside of that. To be able to loosen up the rest of it enough. There's my son. I thought I lost this. Okay, back to business. Pull up. By taking that inner ring out, it loosens up all the other ones, and I'll be able to start pulling more and more. And it's the only way I can make this work, because if I hook up the whole coil to this machine, it doesn't pull it. It struggles big time. And you know, I know this too, because like, dude, this is just running off of a garage hoist off of a 120 plug. There's nothing fancy here. This is basically a garage motor, a crane, a spare tire, and a couple of steel bars. Okay, this is a very primitive way of doing it, but it works. And this is a way that some people could try this, all right, and be able to do it on a budget and not have to spend thousands of dollars on a big machine to be able to do this. This is the way I did it, and I did it cheap. This tire was in my backyard, or was in the backyard to begin with, and I used it. So if you like this MacGyver method, like I do, you can go back in my videos and see the whole build of how this all came together. Okay, it was last winter sometime. There's your hint. But once we get these loosened up, we should be golden. Let's try to rip some bus bar off of there. Yeah, it's ripping it right apart. That's awesome. Just like that, folks. And I noticed this is pulling a lot cleaner because of the new saw blade. I don't know if you guys recall me talking about this earlier, like in the last video. Is that look now look at the bottom of this. This is so much more of a cleaner cut on this side than with that old blade. That old blade was heating up the copper and making it mushy on the end, so it had a hard time pulling through. This is actually working a lot better. I'm almost certain that maybe I could grab a lot more than usual to pull. So basically this inner ring is all freed up. I'm going to grab onto a thicker chunk and see what happens. Like say that right there. I think it's gonna pull. Yeah. Dude, that's great. That's great news. So I'm kind of learning now that it was a lot to do with the saw blade that I was using. This is great news. This is gonna go by faster now. I think I'm gonna grab the whole thing and pull. Yeah, look at that. That's a couple pounds right there. This is good. I'm almost convinced I can pull the whole thing now. I'm not trying to get cocky, but I don't want to break anything. That's good. I like that. Wow. It's not struggling now. It did have to do with the way I was cutting it with the old blade. Yeah. Pull that copper. Oh, and I found out, guys, I did a final weight on one of these. Turns out there's 14 pounds a piece in these motors of copper. Oh, this is amazing. This is working so much better now. Very happy with now with the way it's working. There's a lot less struggle. I could almost maybe pull them out now. No, probably not. All right. Keep going. So, if you have a spare tire, a couple of steel bars, a crane, and a garage hoist, you could make something out of it. Just saying. Just saying. Look at that. Yeah. This is going to be a lot easier now for me. Okay. Look at how nice they're pulling. Okay, we got a few more. There. That wasn't bad at all. That wasn't bad at all. Nice. Nice. Cool. Cool, cool. We got two more pieces right there that I can pull them out by hand almost. Beautiful. All right. Drop that down. Pull it out. Get the stator out of the way, the steel core, I mean. Throw a new one on. Like this here. Oh, golly. That's why my car was squatting. These little pieces of bus bar are in my way, okay? Right there. I'm just gonna smack them down with a hammer. We can grab onto them later. There. Should be able to push it right in there. And these are probably the absolute biggest ones that I could probably pull with this machine. I would imagine. Oh, let me loosen it and push it backward a little bit. Right there. Beauty. All right, let's keep pulling. You know what? I'm missing a step. I'm going to take that little hatchet I had and pull back a couple layers just like we have been doing. That makes it so much easier to grab onto it. And it's mainly due because these motors are too big for this machine. You know, but we're making it work. And I'm struggling a lot less than yesterday, that's for sure. And I'm happy for that. There. Got a good start on it. Give her a yank. This one needs a little bit of lube. Lube. Get on there. I lubricate that part of the cable so it's got a good, so it slides easy. Like that. Okay. Go for that bus bar. These are the things that are making the coil tight to pull. So we get rid of that problem right now. See? It's that first inner layer that makes it so tight. Can't grab that much. I'm enjoying this now. Heck yeah. Can you get your wire puller to work off a 110 plug with a 100-foot extension cord? Mine does. Beauty. That was amazing. Amazing. Nice. That's not bad. Let her down and pull this motor out. Throw another one in there. We will be done before dark, I bet. Pull whatever left of these copper pieces. I need pliers for those last two, that's fine. It did good. We did good. Yeah. Okay, let's get another one over here. Let's go. Up. Ooh. Ooh. Roll that in there. Jack it up. And I kind of want BLTs tonight. That sounds amazing. That'll do. Let's keep pulling. Get that hatchet. Bend out a few rolls like that. I didn't tell you guys what happened, but I had a cable break on me yesterday because I was pulling way too much, or I was pulling way too much copper with just one of these. And I almost had an accident. But I learned from this accident, okay? I learned from it. And we're not going to be doing anything stupid like that again. It took me, you know, a little while to go sit down, relax, and think about what I did and how to avoid that. And I'm basically showing you guys the steps on how to avoid getting hurt. So... yesterday, I was trying to grab the whole thing and pull. Too many times, it broke one of my cables and I almost got hurt. I admit it. I admit it. You gotta know the limitations of your cables and your machine that you made. That's one thing that I did not consider. Definitely taking out that inner roll was the big ticket. It loosens the whole thing up. Come on, grab more than one at a time. There we go. Yeah. Bite into that. Yeah. Let's get a good bite. How about that? How about that much? Come on. Come on now. This one's putting up way more of a fight. Back to saying I do know the limitations of this machine now. This is why I'm taking little bites. But there's 14 pounds of copper in each one, dude. So really, what do you think? Let me know your honest opinion. Is doing this worth it? Because for not having an actual workshop somewhere, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Wow, dude. They still put up a good fight. kind of like doing that too. It lets me be able to jump up and down quicker, pulling more out. And just drop it right on the tire and then pick up a pile when you have no room left. I like that. Oh, my bad. It's going the wrong way. There we go. Take another bite. Hey. Those almost just pop out by hand when there's only one or two of them in there most of the time. All right. Right about there. Okay. I think I'm gonna start attacking the bus bar right away. Oh no, what happened? Oh, we just come unhooked, that was it. We're down now. There. Now let's go. All right. When I push them up in there. Press it in there a little bit more. There. Shouldn't be having a problem now. Goes this way. I always forget which side you need to use this on. Ooh-wee! Yeah, that one was too much to grab. I have to be aware of that. All right. Man, that bag's filling up fast. All right, we can try pulling it out manually now since there's only little bits and pieces in there. Yeah, they're loose enough to just pull out real quick like that with the same tool that you've been using. Right there needs a pull, see that? Alright, keep pulling. If any of them give you any lip, use the motor. There you go. Beautiful. Man, what a nice little side attachment to the trailer. Perfect. There. I like how they just kind of eject right off of the box. Get another one on there, like this. Perfect. Slide another one in there. Beautiful. I'm going to use the hatchet trick again because it is so much easier going. I didn't do that on the last one. So, yeah, you guys seen the struggle by not separating a couple rows, right? Bend some tabs forward so we can get her loosened up, yeah? Like that. All right. Big bite. Get in there. There we go. Trying to learn new techniques as I go about doing this, so I know in the future I'll know a lot more likely what to do to make it the best or the easiest. You see what I mean? I mean, the top surface of this tire is kind of like a cereal bowl. It just catches it anyways, and you can pick it out later. Get as many bites in as you can. I think that's going to be even quicker method. I think. Drop it. Load another one. That one decided to stay on. Okay. One more left. And we'll have got all the goodies. Yeah. I gotta smack that down with a hatchet, this bus bar again. Some of them had these, some of them didn't. Oops. That looks better. There. Oops, why did I let it down? That was weird. That was perfect. All right. Keep going, yes? Yes. Finish her off. Let's use the hatchet and do our thing, just like that. All right, start picking away at it. All right, cool. I think we're getting down to about we're getting like half a side done and then cleaning it up and then do another half a side. That seems to be working really good. And then we'll clean up all the stuff that had fallen earlier throughout this, because it's not catching all of it, but a good amount. So yeah, we did almost about half that motor. Now we can start pulling the other half. give me that. Right there. Alright, we got a lot of it just cleaned up just now. Looks like we might have a few strands to pull, but that's about it. Just pull out the individual pieces manually. That seems to be the fastest. Right there for sure. I have noticed this puller seems to be snipping some of the wires. I'll just have to go back and dull the blade down a little bit more, and it should be fine, because that's what I did to all three of these pullers, is I dulled the tips down on them so they wouldn't cut, so they would grab. You see what I mean? Those are tough little buggers right there to pull. There. Cool. All cleaned up. That was the last motor. Now what we can actually do is we're going to weigh it all and see what our final weight is for all that copper that we pulled from the 16 stators. I think that's one of the moments you guys have been waiting for. I'm going to clean it all up and throw it on the scale. You're gonna give me that right there. All right, we got a lot of it just cleaned up just now. Looks like we might have a few strands to pull, but that's about it. Just pull out the individual pieces manually. That seems to be the fastest. Right there for sure. I have noticed this puller seems to be snipping some of the wires. I'll just have to go back and dull the blade down a little bit more, and it should be fine, because that's what I did to all three of these pullers, is I dulled the tips down on them so they wouldn't cut, so they would grab. You see what I mean? Those are tough little buggers right there to pull. There. Cool. All cleaned up. That was the last motor. Now what we can actually do is we're going to weigh it all and see what our final weight is for all that copper that we pulled from the 16 stators. I think that's one of the moments you guys have been waiting for. I'm going to clean it all up and throw it on the scale. Alrighty, I have got the box and the big bag on there on the scale right now, and this is our weight. 143.5 pounds. And then we have yet to throw that blue bucket of stuff on there too. Just give me 1 second and I'll be doing that. Yes. 1 second. So it was 143.5 pounds. We're gonna tear a couple pounds off of each one too. Okay. Inside the blue bucket we have 33.5 pounds. That was 173 pounds of copper that came out of those. I like that number. That's a really good number there. Okay. So at $3.45 a pound at 173 pounds, that comes to $596.85. And that was just the copper from the motors on that one night pick. So I'm thinking, you know, if I had to take a wild guess on the steel cores, I'd probably get 30 or 40 bucks for something like that, maybe.
That's the spot.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
I got my wire puller working really good. I'm pulling these stators for this stuff. Yeah, dude.
Usually watch the videos of the Hindu guys with their bare feet, hammers, and chisels.
Oh, mine's a little bit better. You should check out that episode.
I would have to, yeah. One by one.
Okay, what do we got? 186
minus 2, 4.
4. Yeah.
So 182.
182.
It's more of the problem now.
Don't tell me yet. Don't tell me yet. My viewers don't want to see until I call the receipt. And I got this I cleaned it up.
Stainless. What's in there? Is it insulated?
No.
That's good. All right, hold on.
It's bare. What was the weight? What was the weight on that guy?
29.
29 on that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's going on with this stuff? Yeah.
Number 1, 215.
Number 1.
7 pounds. Next.
Brass, yellow.
Brass, 223. 5 pounds.
5 pounds brass. I think that does it for me. Yep, that's gonna be my new axles for the travel trailer.
Nice.
The 5 lugs I used are all bent up and trashed, dude.
Really?
It didn't like the heavy travels from Michigan to Florida. But I'm getting
walk them out.
Oh man, I was burning hubs and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, it was bad. And 5 lug axles with, you know, an 18 or 19,000 pound load. Okay, number 2 copper over here. Yellow brass. Huh? Oh yeah.
Nathan, Bubba, what's the matter?
I tried to distract from the dog. I go like this. He's just staring you guys down.
Hey, show him where to dump that stainless breakage, please. That's all stainless breakage. Mason, you traitor, Sneaky. Come here, Sneaky. Don't bark, Snaggy. Nathan, Snaggies.
Good?
Yep.
Cool. Cleaned up. Thank you. Oop. Hey, can you help?
Hey, where?
That side? That side? That's what he says. Ask boss. Hey Terry. Old man's asking about the windings. So just I guess just smooth him out, I guess.
I mean, I don't know why you still work with us in the winter.
Yeah.
In the summer.
Well, I guess I'll keep warm if I'm moving around.
You're gonna have to build me too.
Yeah.
I could use you with
All right. Sheet. That sheet. Cast. Have a good day, man. All right.
Thanks, brother.
Yep, we'll see you later. All right, brother. Thank you. All right, everybody, we are leaving the scrapyard. We're gonna go to our little special quiet place, receipt place, where we're gonna go read off our receipt. And yeah, it only takes a couple minutes, not even to get there, so might as well just leave the camera on now. It's been kind of a adventurous day. We got a lot of scrap metal finished. I'm happy to see I got a lot done. Almost everything from Friday has been finished. Found out why my car was running funny. I had a defective gas cap. And it was turning my gas tank into like a shriveled up balloon, you know, from suction. At least I know the fuel pump works good in this car. It was vacuuming the fuel tank itself. It was not good. The car was like, what the heck, man, I'm not getting enough fuel. And that's why it was running like a dog, basically. And the more I drove it like that, the worse it got. So, I mean, it was just the more the tank was getting sucked on, you know. Yeah. But alright, we are here now. And I'm going to read my receipts off to all y'all. That's happening. Alright. We didn't do too bad, honestly. It's a laundry list, but it's fine. Alright, everybody. We are reading off the receipt from today. It started off with ACRNs at 5 pounds. They were paying 90 cents a pound. I got $4.50 from that. I had aluminum copper rads, 20 pounds at $1.70 a pound. That was $34. Aluminum rads, I had 9 pounds at 40 cents a pound. That gave me $3.60. Romex wire, 65%, was 8 pounds, and it was getting $2.05 a pound for that. That brought me $16.40. Machine wire, 80%, I brought 10 pounds, and that was at $2.50 a pound, which paid off to $25. Number 2 insulated wire, 45%, was 15 pounds at $1.10 a pound, and that paid me $16.50. Wiring harnesses, 9 pounds at $1.45 a pound. That actually went up from the last time I turned them in. It was $1 a pound last time. It went up 45 cents. That's pretty good. I got paid $13.05 for that. Insulated aluminum wire, I had 29 pounds at 25 cents a pound. That paid off to be $7.25. Aluminum sheet, I had 5 pounds at 55 cents a pound. That was $2.75. I brought a decent bag of MLC in, and that was 32 pounds at 60 cents a pound, and that paid me $19.20. Not bad. Cast aluminum, I had 12 pounds at 50 cents a pound. That was another $6. Number 2 copper, that was the big one. I had brought in 182 pounds of number 2 copper. That was $3.40, and that brought me a grand total of $618.80 just for the number 2 copper. That was the big one for sure. And then I had stainless 304, 29 pounds at 35 cents a pound. That paid me $10.15. Number 1 copper, I had 7 pounds at $3.70 a pound. That was $25.90. Yellow brass, I had 5 pounds of yellow brass. That was basically the brass ends off of that stainless steel tank that you guys will probably see me taking off and disassembling. You know what I mean. Okay, the yellow brass was 5 pounds. I got paid $12 for that, and they were paying $2.40 a pound for brass. That's not bad at all. It's a good deal, I think. But total amount of pounds of non-ferrous weight that I had brought in today from last Friday was 377 pounds, with a grand total of $815.25 from last Friday. That's not including the 60 or 70 pounds of machine wire that we processed today. That was from last Friday. And what else did we process? We didn't process those motors. Everything, we recycled everything but the smaller motors and the stuff that I threw in the motor pile. So I think I'm going to have to probably break down, do a video about all of the motors that are in that bin. Kind of go through again with which ones I would and would not process. And that's another thing that I could have brought today was electric motors, the ones that I wouldn't process. Yeah. There. And Mason's been such a good boy through this whole receipt transaction talk that he's going to get extra treats and maybe even a hamburger tonight.